bringing you the latest and exclusive music from across the globe. It's PowerBEATS, PowerBEATS, PowerBEATS on TUT FM.
Gentlemen. Tip, good
What's
afternoon.
going on?
Ryan,
What
good
time
afternoon.
is it there?
It's 10 past 6, so 6 p.m.
PM, yeah.
Okay. So it's a 6-hour difference.
Yeah,
6 hours, yeah. We had to work around that. Just trying to find the right time, but yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not too late though. Not too late. This side.
Okay.
What time is it? So you are 6 o'clock in the morning? It's quite early.
Noon.
No,
Noon.
12.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you still
Yeah.
you had a late night last night? You know?
Man, late nights every night.
Okay.
You know.
Shout out to
Yeah.
you. And I see
Mhm.
Vacay is doing quite well online. Shout out to you, man.
Man, it's a blessing.
Right.
I'm blessed to be able to align with, Champ, who produced it. And also Camo, who was gracious enough to get on it and collab with me. And I have a lot of respect for South Africa and the culture there. I spent a lot of time in South Africa.
Yeah.
First I did like a tour through South Africa. Went to Durban and Johannesburg and Cape Town, and just went through and learned a lot. I learned a lot about the culture, the people. I was introduced to like Nasty C, and you know what I'm saying, just so many. And this was early, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I came back and shot a movie called Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
And then I went to, what was that called?
There was a video of you in
Tankwa?
Durban.
Is it called Tankwa? A place called, it's kind of like a mountain range, a little off of Cape Town, maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Cape Town. I believe it's called Tankwa.
Possible.
Like the desert. Anyway,
Yeah.
So spent a lot of time there, man, and just kind of, submerge myself in like the culture and just and just, it grew a lot of respect for it.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing to be able, to do something that is relevant within that culture.
Man, before anything, let's get this started properly, right? Let's get it started properly, officially, with all the welcomes. Well, the politicians like to say this side, not sure that side, but they like to say all protocol observed. You got to get that done, the formalities first.
Yeah.
But then, welcome. We've been setting this up for quite some time, and we've been trying to find the right time, given the 6-hour difference, so
we actually give you a backstory about how we came about doing this interview. So what happened is, I'm Thami M, this is Spoo, this is Mnisi, and we basically have a show called the PowerBEATS, okay, on campus radio station. And so we do a lot of content, interviews, whatnot. And what happened is we saw a clip of Vacay. And
that clip you did with Charlemagne's dope though.
Yeah. So we saw that, and he sent me the
yeah.
And then I said we need to get Tip on, right? And then he reposts that, and then the management hits him up like, yo, let's set that up.
Yeah.
And so here we are right now. So shout out to Ryan as well. Ryan made this happen as well.
Yeah.
Divine timing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And shout out to you as well. I think we are like 50 years into hip hop now, right? 50 years into hip hop, and looking at you, you are basically the inventor of trap music. Right?
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, okay. So yeah, it is 50 years of hip hop. I am not 50 years old yet. You know what I'm saying? But I but I did introduce the concept of trap music into hip hop 20 years ago. This is the 20th anniversary of trap music as well.
Yeah.
As a 20-year-old, I introduced trap music to the world. So it was basically just a documentary of how I had spent my time as a teenager.
Yeah.
You know, growing up in the areas we grew up in, and how we kind of spent our time trying to find our way out of poverty and provide for our moms and grandmoms who, you know, were in underserved communities and had much less to do for themselves. And so trap music was really just about the life and lifestyle and the lessons learned on that journey.
Yeah.
And being in a new world, like the industry, the music industry, being in a new world, bringing all of that with me, having to figure out what to leave behind and what to keep. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, the mindset that you know, introduced music to the world, and so many others had similar experiences. They've added, and it's evolved to the place where we see it now 20 years later.
Yeah.
Shout out to you for the vision, by the way. You know, more onto you as well in terms of your moves as well. Did you ever see yourself, you know, making it to this point where the moves that you're making are the way they are as well? You know, in terms of the movie scene. I mean, you've done a couple of great movies. You've made
iconic.
Yeah. My first favorite of all time, ATL.
ATL.
It was a culture thing. I mean, you introduced us to ATL, introduced us, you know, to the skating.
The skating.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Of course, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's definitely.
You definitely had a lot of South Africans trying to skate.
Yeah.
Me included.
Yeah, 2006, 2007.
Hey,
so
it's good exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have much of that this side, actually.
Yeah, we don't have.
We have more ice skating.
Ice skating. That's what we do this side. But then you got a lot of people into the actual roller skating thing. That was definitely a vibe in that time. So shout out to you and the ETL crew and everyone.
Back to my question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Did you see yourself, you know, making the kind of moves you're making now in terms of the movies that you're making? Was it always in the back of your mind to say, yes, I'm going to do music and then I'm going to do movies? Or is it something that you just found along the way?
Well, I mean, given the examples that were left for me from people like Ice Cube, LL Cool J, Tupac, Queen Latifah, you know what I'm saying? I always knew that if I optimized the potential of my career in rap, it would lead to film and television.
Yeah.
So I guess, yes, I did always have it in the back of my. I knew if things were going exceptionally well, this would lead to that. And that was always the intention.
Yeah. And just back then, you know, it's easier now to actually release music, even though, you know, it's getting congested, but then it's easier now to release music. Please let us know, when you guys were building the sound of trap back then, how difficult was it to actually get that sound out to people? You know, today we got the internet, you can just post it on TikTok, or, you know, but then back then, just let us know how what did you guys have to do to get
innovate?
Yeah,
that was really an
sound
innovation on its own, you
know. Man, it was a lot of sweat equity, you know what I mean? Like convincing of the powers that be, that this wasn't just music about drug music about people who are withstanding some of the most conditions in our society, trying to find a way to make a way out of no way at all.
Yeah.
I just tried to, we tried to appeal to the human side, you know what I'm saying? And just let the program directors, music directors, the power that be know. And man, there's people out here that are withstanding some extreme conditions, and you know, they deserve to be represented. You know, they deserve to be, they deserve supported. And the only one DJ that introduced trap music to the world, it was called Dope Boys. The only DJ that would play it was Greg Street.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Shout out to him.
Father. Speaking about the music and speaking about the people who had to be represented, please let us know about departments. You know, this is of course something that you're heavily involved in, and please let us know because you are representing that side of the people that need to be just shown out there.
I think so Departments is a comedy about it's set in the West Side. I mean, set in Atlanta on the West Side, and it's about the people who live in this community. And a lot of times, people ride past apartment complexes, and everybody wonders what's going on in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we just gave people a little peek inside, you know, to see the lifestyles, and the life lessons that are learned from, you know, from the experiences inside of these communities.
Yeah. And then, by the way, Departments, you know, I was checking the trailers out. I hope it actually comes out this side. But then I know that every single hood, especially in Africa and SA, we do have places that represent that. You know, that's a worldwide thing. That's why when we see a crackhead, when we see we can relate because that's every hood around the world.
Yeah.
So, shout out to that. Yeah, shout out on that one. You know, it's a really good one. It's a really good one.
Thank you.
Now, please let us know. I'm not sure if you know what's happening in the world, but then that's why I wore my Springbok jersey right here.
Okay.
I want to say what a good time to actually release a song like this, like Vacay, because the whole world it has its eyes all set on South Africa right now, with us winning the World Cup. And of course, the Cricket World Cup also doing amazing. The whole world has zoomed in on South Africa. And of course, with you, perfect timing, by the way, releasing it on specifically this week. That is perfect timing, divine timing, actually. Yeah.
Speaking about that release, I want to know, what was your first impression, or what was your first encounter with the Amapiano genre? When you heard that first lock drum, the first beat, what was going through your mind now that you've got a track of your own,
Man, to be a lot of respect for, like Nasty C and even like AKA, you know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace.
Others that I was introduced to while I was down there.
You spent some time in Durban when you were this side, yeah?
Yeah, I did. Durban, Johannesburg.
Yeah, there's a video of you on the beach, walking along the beach, having a nice doobie. I think it was a Durban poison.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, so but I didn't know. Right on. And early on, I spent a lot of time around, before he actually became the superstar that he is now. But it hadn't, how can I say, it hadn't presented itself as its own sound yet.
Okay.
Even like when I got turned on to Nasty C, it hadn't presented itself as its own sound.
Yeah.
When I heard this record that I believe Champ, it was just jamming. I didn't know what it was. And I just, I asked my DJ MLK about it. And before I knew it, he was bringing me back tracks. You know what I'm saying? And that's, that's what led to the record.
Okay.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody that brought you the sounds and brought you the music, because I don't want to throw any shade, but then, a lot of people internationally, America, the UK, people in London, they're vibing with the piano thing, but they haven't gotten it quite right.
Yeah.
And
sound, execution.
Exactly. They've gotten their own piece of criticism. But I want to say with this one right here, I heard it and I was like, I actually want to thank you for actually keeping it Amapiano, the way that it sounds. I heard the song and I was like, it doesn't have this mixture of this diluted
Yeah.
sound. You know, this is pure
Right.
Amapiano. So thank you on that one for actually respecting the genre and keeping it Amapiano like that. You know,
Let me start by mentioning what he did right.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the BPM is great. You know,
exactly.
what you also did, you know, I think most people what South African rappers were failing to do with trap beats was they were failing to actually put bars on the trap beats. You know, like
Yes.
16, you
Yes.
know, tell your story, do what you got to do, have a great hook, you know. So you doing that on that kind of beat, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You just need more of those great beats. And I swear, I mean, you got the formula.
Exactly.
You got the
Exactly.
formula. Just do what you're doing, you know, because a lot of people, you know, they try to copy the sound, but
They're
you know,
failing
you know,
dismally.
take it back to basics, man. Yeah. So
Dismally.
I mean, I'm
Well,
listening bar for bar, you know, I'm like, what? You know, this man is a great story, and the visuals are doing the most as well. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's a very pleasing, you know, to hear and to watch. You know, so thank you very much for giving us something for the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the vacay.
man.
Yeah, you got to head to the tropics, you know.
Yeah.
The tropics.
For a vacay. It's time for a vacay. But then please let us know how did it actually come along? How come together? How did you meet Kamumpela to actually put her on the track? How did you meet the producers and
Uh,
everything?
yeah, I met her through the producer. She sent back a reference, or you know, she sent back an option for her verse,
Okay.
and you know, I thought it was perfect.
That's dope. That's dope.
Perfect. You know, when I say divine timing, I'm not playing. Everyone has their eyes on South Africa right now, and Kamumpela currently has the #1 song in the country. So you releasing
What?
that song right now.
Well, man. So I had no idea. Okay. Like I don't think so. We did this, I think, before that song was released. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And I had no idea until maybe 3 weeks ago that it was, you know, climbing and having the success that it was having.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just think it's a blessing. If it's any way that, you know, we could contribute to her success, or she could contribute to ours, we could find ways to collaborate and
Exactly.
help one another. I don't see why we shouldn't.
Yeah.
More on, you know, I mean, we've moved from an album based, you know, industry to more of a single based, you know. So is this like a testing, you know, to see if you're going to be making the EP or, you know, the Amapiano album, or will you maybe just do your hip hop
Well,
and then drop
With a little bit of
So I have an album that's being released called Kiss the King, which will be a prelude to my final album called Kill the King.
Okay.
Kill the King will be very dramatic. It'll be, you know, it'll be extremely energetic. It'll have, you know, a lot of conversations in it that that I feel like on my exit is the type of conversations that will put an exclamation point on the journey that I've had. And Kiss the King is a lot more fun. It's a lot more international. It's a lot more I guess you could call it sexy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like and probably a lot more fun. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds dope.
So Kiss the King, who are you working with on there? I mean, who should we expect?
Anyone that you
new
can
artists,
reveal?
new artists from the camp, maybe from your.
Yeah, so I have records with people like 10 Digits. He's a gentleman, a very talented young man from he's Haitian, but he's from Canada.
Okay.
And you know, he also makes very worldly music, and he has a dope ear. I'm working with a dope writer, songwriter and singer named PJ.
Okay.
And we're developing a dope sound as well. Of course, I got records with my partner, Young Thug. I got records with
Yeah. Keep that track
man.
going.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't really want to say a lot of people because I got a lot of records that I don't know which album they'll
It's gonna
they'll
come out.
they'll
They'll land on,
appear on. Yeah.
Okay.
So what's your day more or less like? I mean, now we caught you now, call, interview, but not. What's your day like more or less when you are, in between making music? Because I'm sure you have a season for when you're making music, the season for when you're, out making
No, I
movies
make
and stuff.
music every day.
Every day?
No, I make
Okay.
music every day, all the time. You know
Except
what I
when you're
mean?
making
When it
movies.
Even when you're
well,
making
even
movies,
if I
you
might
play
I
them?
might movie during the day, and when the day is cut, I would go to the studio and make music, for about 4 hours, 6 hours, and then I go and get some rest and go back to the movie set.
I'm sure Blanco Brown somewhere in there.
Yeah, Blanco Brown is the homie. Blanco Brown is definitely the homie. Uh, Figure out when we go them out.
Oh, speaking about Blanco, I'm noticing that you're doing a lot of not necessarily that type of sound that you normally do, but then you're veering into this because with Blanco, there's a track that sounds very country, but then very hip hop as well. And now you have this piano one that's hip hop and piano as well. What other sounds can we expect from the album? Anything that you can reveal.
Man, I won't. I don't think I should, let any more cats out of any bags. Man, how about this? You can expect to be innovative, to be thoughtful. You can expect for it to be dope. You can expect for me to put as much of my artistic creativity, as much of my experience,
Mhm.
my authentic voice in there as possible.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And if there's any mashup, if there's any way that we could uh tight rope walk the line between this, that, we're going to experiment and do as much of that as we can.
Yeah. You've said the amount of people that you are working with. Now, is there anybody out there in the world maybe that you'd want to maybe, if they can hear this, that you'd like to put out there and say, hey, I want to work with you?
Well, I mean, man, I'd love to work with, of course, I'd love to work with I love to do more work with Camo as well as Champ. I love to do more work with Nasty C. I love to work with Burna Boy,
Yeah.
Davido. I mean, to be honest, bro, I'm down to work with anybody doing dope shit.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you over here again, sometime soon in South Africa. We always, ready for you to have you.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll definitely be there soon.
In terms of putting the albums together, the last you said this is the pre to the final one.
Yeah, Kill King.
Please let us
Yeah.
know in that final one, why are you planning it like this? Why do you want to set a final album?
Well, because it's time for me to be able to dedicate my time and attention to other gifts.
Yeah.
I have other gifts and other things to offer the world besides rap music.
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
rap music is a thing that was made to find a way to get people out of dire conditions, to be a springboard, to offer opportunities for people who don't have any opportunities anywhere else. And I've been doing it long enough to where I have opportunities elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I probably, I should find a way to, to get from this particular platform and go into other platforms that would, kind of show what other skills I have, sort of like directing, writing, acting,
You sound very excited.
real estate development,
That's
just
exciting.
other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You sound very excited. You don't sound like someone who's, sad about walking, past a certain chapter. You sound
Yeah.
like you are, ready for this, change and this growth that's coming into your life.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. I mean,
Right.
I was actually going to ask you about, how you balance out your career out in terms of, doing the music and then obviously having to diversify your portfolio to doing music. how are you balancing that out in terms of you like now as you currently are?
Well, I kind of, manage my time through projects. What kind of projects am I doing? You know what I'm saying? What kind of projects am I doing? What kind of projects do I have that I've, committed myself to and that I have visions for? And once I kind of figure that part out, that's what I dedicate my time to. Like I'm working on my next movie as a director. I'm currently in the writing phase
Shout out
as
to you.
we speak.
Congratulations.
So, man, thank you. Currently in the writing phase, so that is, that's what's kind of, I guess, commanding a lot of my time at the moment.
Yeah.
And once I finish the writing phase, we'll go into pre-production, and after that, we'll do principal photography. Now, in the midst of that, I'll also have comedy, comedy shows, comedy tours, so on and so forth. Just had the pleasure of opening up for Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle,
Wow.
in Atlanta, which was a very dope experience.
Was it the first time for you?
What my
Opening
no. It was my first time opening up for both of them on the same show.
Yeah.
But I've opened up for Dave before. I've opened up for Kevin before.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you.
Now, man, I hope we'll see you sometime. We know you got a big event that has been that was canceled, but now it's back on in Dubai on the 30th. That's gonna be dope. Hope we'll see you. But then, please, in the spirit of the PowerBEATS, right? We're gonna drop the song for the people, and we're gonna give them an opportunity to hear it for the first time right here on the radio station. Please introduce the song to the whole of South Africa. We're gonna give you the platform. Introduce it to anybody. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Go ahead. Introduce the song.
Hey, what's going on, man? TIP the King Good, live and direct from ATL, man. And we introduced to you South Africa, Vacay. All right. Now this is Amapiano, also known as Trapiano. Y'all be cool.
There you go.
That's the man himself. That's tough. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us here on the PowerBEATS with myself, Thami, and this Mnisi. And we look forward to catching up with you again. Kiss the king, kill the king.
Yeah.
And all the best with the movie you're working on now and everything else that you're working on.
All the best.
Right on, man. Ain't nothing but some love and respect.
Take care of it. Yeah.
Have a good one.
All right. Stay around if you